An uncertain 2023 was among the topics discussed in Orlando at this weekend's FMI Midwinter Executive Conference. South Dakota is getting some new Kwik Star stores, and a new report details which states have had it the worst when it comes to food inflation. Welcome to Retail Daily, your quick look at the top headlines from CSP Daily News and Winsight Grocery Business. I'm Heather Lally, Editor-in-Chief of WGB.
And I'm CSP Editor-in-Chief Steve Holtz. A bumpy economy, fast-moving technological changes, redefining the in-store experience, and more were among the topics discussed this past weekend in Orlando at the annual FMI Midwinter Executive Conference. A record number of grocery industry executives attended the networking and education event, the association said. More from there to follow.
Come fall, South Dakota should have its first of 4 Kwik Star convenience stores, all in the Sioux Falls area. Kwik Star, owned by Wisconsin-based Kwik Trip, is planning 4 locations in the Mount Rushmore state, according to Sioux Falls Business. 2 of the locations are in the southeast part of Sioux Falls, with the other 2 outside the city in Brandon and Harrisburg.
Connecticut and Louisiana had the highest rate of grocery price inflation across U.S. states, according to data company Data Assembly's 2022 Grocery Price Index year-end update. The company collected data from more than 150,000 stores and more than 200 retail banners spanning over 30,000 zip codes across the U.S. and revealed product information by state and metro area regarding inflation.
An Illinois consumer is suing alcohol maker Sazerac Company because of differences between what's in Fireball sold in liquor stores versus what's sold in convenience stores and other retail outlets. The Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey is just that, whiskey, according to the lawsuit, while Fireball Cinnamon is a malt beverage flavored to taste like whiskey. Fireball Cinnamon typically comes in small shot-sized bottles that sell for about $1. The lawsuit filed against New Orleans-based Sazerac, which makes both drinks, claims the smaller version is misleading because the packaging is nearly identical to Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, and reading the fine print is the only way to tell the difference.
Brian George, CEO and president of Lowe's Foods, parent Alex Lee Incorporated, is the new chairman of the FMI, the Food Industry Association's board of directors. The grocery industry group announced Sunday at its annual conference. George assumes the 2-year post from former Hy-Vee CEO and President Randy Ediker, who served an extra year along with the rest of FMI's board due to the ongoing ripple effects of the pandemic. The industry group also named a slate of other leaders.
A new report from consultancy Bounteous outlines 3 challenges facing the dining industry, including convenience stores. According to Bounteous, 3 macroeconomic challenges will have a profound impact on overall restaurant industry performance this year, specifically labor, supply chain, and inflation. Average operator profit margin in the restaurant vertical was 21% prior to the pandemic, but declined to 13% in 2022. For C-stores, the opportunity lies in shifting focus from driving new traffic to retaining existing customers and boosting average check size.
H Mart is ready to expand outside the Chicago area for its next Illinois location, as reported by the Chicago Courier Times. The new store will be located less than 2 miles from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign campus in Urbana. H Mart is also planning growth in New York City's Upper East Side. The Lyndhurst, New Jersey-based specialty grocer currently operates 12 H Mart locations in New York and 5 in Illinois.
Cigarette volume declines have accelerated over the past 2 years, says tobacco analyst Nick Modi of RBC Capital Markets. While total domestic industry volume of cigarettes was down 2% year over year in the first quarter of 2021, declines were at 8% by the third quarter of 2022, Modi said during a CSP webinar. One reason, in the early days of the pandemic, there was a pantry spike where cigarette cartons and multi-packs were purchased with stimulus money. And now, Modi says, we're seeing the hangover of that into the second half of 2022.
During the period of January 6th through January 20th, crude oil prices rose $7.54 per barrel to $81.31. The move translates to just under 18 cents per gallon. Wholesale gasoline prices quickly slammed retailers, who on average responded with an increase of 8.61 cents per gallon to $3.45, according to the most recent Lundberg survey of U.S. fuel markets. Margin got crushed, losing 16.75 cents, and now squeaks by at 19.5 cents nationally on average.
United Natural Foods Incorporated is getting ready to host its spring and summer show February 7th and 8th in Orlando, the grocery wholesaler announced last week. The Grocery Wholesalers Show offers retailers the opportunity to sample new products, build relationships, and experience the latest retail industry innovations. UNFI is scheduled to host 4 of them this year.
Circle K will offer customers a free cup of coffee on Wednesday as part of what it's calling a social experiment to change negative consumer perceptions of convenience store coffee. For this experiment, and to avoid the bias of convenience store coffee tag coloring consumer perceptions, Circle K took inspiration from blind taste tests and created a Cafe with a K branded coffee truck, which it said is the type typically associated with artisan barista-style coffee vendors, and served the same coffee available in its U.S. stores to passersby. The testers asked participants for their taste and quality impressions before revealing the Circle K logo.
And that will do it for today's episode of Retail Daily. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more for your daily dose of retail news. For more on these stories, visit CSP Daily News or winsightgrocerybusiness.com. I'm Heather Lally.
And I'm Steve Holtz. Have a great day.